All right, welcome to episode 22 of Stream Roulette. I'm Daniel Towns here with Steph Broadbridge.
Hello.
And this week we watched
Man vs. Bee.
And let's
get into it.
Let's go. It sounded so enthusiastic.
Yeah.
All right, here we are. We're back. Episode 22. Daniel Towns, I just said that.
Yes.
And here's Steph. How are you, Steph?
Yeah, I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
Tired.
How's your week been?
It's been a real wake up call this week.
What's that?
Just going back to the gigs I normally get as opposed to the
off-road
ones
show.
that I'd been doing recently.
It's a bit of a journey because you go to the festival and it's a hard slog in the sense that it's on you to sell ticket sales. And like you're performing between anywhere from fucking 5 to 50, 60 people.
0 to 3, yes.
Okay, but you know what I mean? Like, but then like you get to the end of the festival or like you get a spot at the festival club or any gig there where it's packed, like at a lineup show, and you just go... And especially if it's later in the thing, you go, oh, yeah, I can do this.
Yeah.
Like you just get so, but then you go and then you start thinking, all I want to do is a bunch of easy gigs where the audience is just there and I've got no responsibility except to be funny. And then you get those sweet gigs and it feels so good.
Yeah.
And I think you kill even harder on them because you have come off a month of just...
Absolutely.
Like learning, but slogging and learning and not really having anywhere to... you can't really show off what you've learned in the last 3 weeks when there's only 3 people there. You know what I mean? But when you're in a theatre with 800 or 1,000 people and it's like, oh, hang on, I know I could do this.
Yeah.
I did this to 3 people.
Yeah.
And that was freaking hard. And then, after that, once you get back into the...
I'm back into the real world now.
And it depends what they are, because I used to find, like, at one stage there was you'd get your week here and you'd feel your weekends a lot easier, like when like there was the Laugh Garage, Happy Endings and the store, and there seemed to be, and before COVID as well, there just seemed to be a lot more.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And then, anyway. The things we do.
I did one on Tuesday. I won't say which room it is, but this has happened to me twice in this room, right?
Yeah.
So halfway through the show, there was about 5 people there watching.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's okay. It's Tuesday.
Mm.
Halfway through the show, the 5 people get up and leave. And the show keeps going.
Can I ask who was on when they left?
No.
Was that because it was you or because you're protecting someone?
It wasn't me.
Okay, that's
They
all right.
always put me near the end. They've done this to me twice. So, but by the time it's my turn to go on stage, there is literally no one in the crowd. But what confused me is, why is the show still going? I feel like when the crowd leaves, the MC should be like, okay, well, that's the end.
Were you getting paid?
No.
Okay, then you shouldn't have just gone
There was
on.
6 more acts after that.
What, and they all went on with no one?
Yes.
I mean, except to the comics standing at the back of the room
Yes.
on the bar.
Yes.
Oh, they're the worst.
But the comics left after their spots.
Of course they did.
Yeah. So the comics that aren't a real crowd got smaller. So
Smaller and smaller. So by the end, it's just fucking...
So the last act had nobody.
Except the booker.
The booker wasn't there.
Oh, jeez. Well, if they weren't there, why didn't you just make the executive decision?
Well, I suggested it quite loudly from the audience, but it wasn't received well.
You know what, if I was getting paid...
No one's getting paid.
No, but if I was, I'd do a gig to no one.
Oh, yeah.
It's like if you were a pole dancer and there was no one in the crowd,
Yeah.
would you still do the thing? I would. You can just go and half-ass it, say the words.
But pole dancing doesn't require the audience to respond.
No, I know, but like it's a performative thing that you get paid for. I guess that's the thing I was making, and people are watching.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I could easily get up in a room full of no one.
I would rather pole dance as a background gig than do comedy as a background.
To no one.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I don't know. I just find that I just stand there and go, hey, Tom Hanks doesn't have a signature. He's just like, not even sell it. You know what I mean? So the choice between not getting paid and getting paid, it's like, yeah, here you go. I had a gig cancelled the other night, day out in Canberra. I was meant to go to Canberra, and then a day before, it's like, hey, pull the pen. And it's like, oh,
annoying.
awesome. I've had this in for months. Was counting on it, turned down loads of other work, and now it's getting pulled. So
Was that because that's like That's a whole day.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
like the next morning. That's a whole huge chunk of time you've got to remove from your diary.
Oh, totally. I'd already
Yeah.
made plans for the dog, like someone to, take care of him while I'm gone. So I'm already getting ready for it. And then, oh, well, whatever. On the plus side, I didn't have to drive to Canberra. And also, like, with the price of petrol and, like, all the fucking tolls these days, and they're going up again, it's time to...
We need danger pay with the weather at the moment.
Oh, and definitely I think that, like, fucking toll and all the petrol really needs to be factored into the equation. No, it does.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm just laughing at the fact that we're both just sitting here so jaded.
I'm not jaded. I'm being realistic.
I'm jaded.
So you want me to drive that far for this when I can do that in Sydney and then sleep in my own bed and save myself 6 hours?
Oh, that'd be nice.
I think I'll,
Yeah.
Like, it's all like it's cost and effort, time and money. I guess it takes you a while to learn these things. It only took me just over 40 years. Guess you got to spend all your money during COVID to finally figure out the value of money.
Yeah.
Because I was at the point a year ago, like basically when the last that wave started and the lockdown kicked in. Like I remember we were sitting in the park and I was like, I was just kind of coming out of that depressive funk and I was talking to someone and I just said, no, I can, like with like savings and everything. I said, I could go about another year.
Wow.
And then...
You did?
Yeah, and then like yesterday I realised I did. I went pretty much a year.
Yeah.
And now it's back to fucking being 22 for a while.
Oh, that's what it feels like.
No, it does. It did. Well, I'm at the end of the tunnel. Like, I could see the out.
Yeah.
Dug out, but it's like, it's not nice.
You do feel like I totally relate to that as well. Because you're just like, I've never been this broke before.
I haven't been week to week.
Since my early 20s.
Yeah, I haven't been week to week since my early 20s.
Yeah.
And day to day, I could...
It's mortifying.
It's horrible. It's like, all right, oh, that's right, I got like a $5 note in the glove box.
Yeah. I used all my gold coins to eat food and then I couldn't do laundry.
Hey, when was the last time you guys saw cash? Oh, it's grim. It's really grim. And speaking of grim, what did you think of B-Man?
Man versus B.
Man versus B.
A Rowan Atkinson show.
Yeah.
Ugh.
All right, see you next week for episode 23.
I watched they were very short episodes. They were like 10-minute episodes.
Yeah, apart from the first one, which was a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
Like 20 minutes.
It felt longer.
It really did. Like, what was it? Like, hang on, before we start, I'll compliment it.
Yeah.
And say that I thought it looked stunning.
It did.
Maybe it was because they filmed it at a nice piece of weather or whatever, but you wouldn't have really known it was England apart from a couple of the shots. But like especially when it was close up on lawns and in houses, there was a lot of sunshine.
Yes.
It was very bright. Like it wasn't...
It was an attractive house.
Yeah, and it was well lit. Like it looked really nice.
It seemed like it had quite a big budget.
Yeah. Well, I suppose Rowan Atkinson is...
They had the CGI with the bee.
Yeah.
The perspective of the bee.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was obviously, a lot went into it. But all right, now let's move on to the shit.
I didn't get it.
I didn't get it either. Like, I was lost at the fucking premise. Like,
there
with the whole
isn't
intro.
one.
No, well, the whole intro about how he's in court and whatnot and on charges for all this stuff. And then he goes, but it all comes down to a bee. And then it's all like about things that happen like with him in the bee when he goes to house sit and...
Yeah, I read a couple of reviews on it because I was curious. So I tried to find some positive ones just to see what they liked about it.
Yeah.
They liked that Rowan Atkinson was essentially just being his Mr. Bean character, and they found that nostalgic. And then they also said that the bee was a metaphor for something in your life that's bothering you that you can't let go of.
Yeah, but what's that got to do with all the criminal charges?
No, I was trying to like work out what people liked about it because I hated it.
Yeah, but I think that's a clutch with the bee being a metaphor for something because it's not like that's what the show's about.
But if the bee's a metaphor, why are we seeing the world from the perspective of the metaphor?
Well, that's true.
Like, that doesn't make any sense.
I feel like it was...
And I didn't like him.
I feel like it was someone went, hey, Rowan Atkinson wants to do something, or let's see if Rowan Atkinson wants to do something. He's well known enough.
Yeah.
He's definitely had a...
Oh, yeah, he's huge.
You know, yeah, everyone knows who he is. He's had a massively successful career and influential with his, you know, his brand
Yeah.
of comedy. But I don't know, like if it was a stab at whimsy or like it wasn't a comedy to me. Like it's not what he's known for. The only time I actually got my hopes up in it was at the very first like 10, 15 seconds when he's in court and she's asking him questions and he didn't talk.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, please tell me he's not going to talk. You know, because I just wanted him to fuck around getting into his car. And
Well, that was the best.
but that's
And he did do that, and it was brilliant.
But that's wanting Mr. Beat. That's not.
But those moments were sheer brilliance, honestly. Like the bit where he's got the bee in his pants. Like some of his like clowning stuff is like
next
unmatched.
level.
Yeah,
it's phenomenal.
Can I read you this? I found an article,
a
review that I'll just read the last paragraph because I loved it. It was, it really spoke to me.
What was it?
So it was from the New Statesman, and the title is Rowan Atkinson's Man vs. Bee, the most perplexing minutes I have ever spent watching TV. Therein lies the entire series, a man versus a bee. And although it may seem impossible, there are 9 episodes. That's just the title.
That's the title of the review. And what was that on?
So this was in the New Statesman, which is like a UK publication by Imogen West Knights, and like full credit to Imogen. The whole article just made me laugh. But this last paragraph just really got me. So basically it's her just shitting on the show. And then at the end, she said, in the end, I gave up trying to rationalize what I was seeing. It's a very odd show and not very funny. It is unarguable, though, that the funniest thing Atkinson could have done in the lead up to releasing this particular series is mount a public defense for the right of comedians to take on any target in their comedy without fear. Which he did in the Irish Times on 18th of June. So Man vs. Bee did not make me laugh. What did is the idea that Atkinson has found the power he wants to speak truth to, and it's bees.
That's very funny. Look, if anything funny came out of this, maybe it's that.
Oh my God.
That's fantastic.
I'm like, I loved it so much. I'm tempted to just go and look at everything that she's reviewed now.
Yeah, that's...
What a legend.
Where was that?
That was in the New Statesman.
Maybe we should find a couple of her best ones for next episode.
Yeah. How good is it?
Yeah, we'll find some known things that she's reviewed. Not that I'm a fan of reviews, but fuck, that's a good one.
That's a Steve Bennett level review.
I just felt like it was like, I mean, if you got, especially bees, like I feel if you're going to talk about bees, like maybe make it like, like Bee Movie was a fucking lame kids movie by Jerry Seinfeld, but it was still enjoyable.
Well, that's it. Was it meant to be for kids, this show?
And it was also, Jerry's was also influential about the role of bees, not informational about the role of bees.
Yeah, like educational elements.
And especially with their what they're required for and how important they are in the... You know, whereas this was just like, that could have been man versus wasp, man versus fucking...
Piece of lint.
Mosquito, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a piece of fucking lint blowing down the street. Like, it just seemed... Like, I don't know, I feel like it's someone that's been around and had a very good career and, you know, deservedly so. They've done a lot of great work.
Yeah.
And they just got a bit of free reign. Or that was the idea. Or maybe they thought acting with the bee would really complement his style of humour. You know what I mean? Like, I guess we don't know where the idea came from. And at the end of the day, maybe he was just like, you know what, I haven't done anything for a while. They're offering me 50 mil. I'd rather do this than bloody another Mr. Bean.
Yeah.
You know, because it must be tiring getting pigeonholed as the same.
But he was being the same.
No, I know he was, but it wasn't like something he did. He wasn't doing like live tours, and like it was just something that he kind of revisited every couple of, like after the initial.
But this was Mr. Bean.
What, the character?
This was Mr. Bean versus a bee.
Yeah, talking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there was no
true.
other elements to it.
Yeah.
There was nothing in his personality that gave us any indication. Like, there was a couple of, like, plot points, like he was a divorced dad who didn't have a home. But that was it. That was all we knew about him.
Yeah.
There was no attempt to try and create some kind of likable character that we were supposed to root for. I didn't root for him. I didn't care. And I didn't care about the house. And I didn't care if stuff got damaged. Because all I could think of is Rowan Atkinson can probably just buy a new one.
Well, yeah, that's it. Well, how many did you watch in there?
I skimmed through the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because I found the awkwardness just so uncomfortable, and I was like, I'll just see how it ends. So
Really?
I watched the whole thing, but I did skip through it. So I watched it in about an hour.
In about an hour?
Yeah.
Fuck, I didn't even give it that much time.
So I watched 90 minutes in an hour. So I watched a lot of it.
Okay, that's good. Because I skimmed as well, and I got up to like 5 or 6. I was like, where the fuck's this going?
Well, I know where it goes.
I was so excited that we were watching something short and we'd have some time, and then it's like, oh,
Yeah.
you know.
I was excited too. I'm like, this seems easy. And I'm like, oh, no, this is really hard to watch. This
Yeah.
is really uncomfortable.
Well, it's just not. Just like, tell me what it is. Like, we've been watching a bit of Snowflake Mountain.
What's that?
Oh, my God. Well, I kind of wish it came up on this.
Yeah.
You probably would like it. It's a reality show where they take a bunch of entitled, I've never done that before, out in the woods, and they got 2 manly men that show them how to make fire and all this kind of stuff. But it's like they're just being little fucking punks. Like, I cannot sleep in this. And it's like a custom.
Sounds like me at Splendor in the Grass.
No, but this is like a custom built like campsite. So they're sleeping on wood. They got little fireplaces in their tents. They're not exactly roughing it. It's on a beautiful lake. Like, yeah, they have to do some tasks and stuff.
I don't know. Are there bugs?
Probably, but I'm sure there's a lot of bug spray as well. And, you know, they got Americans. There's this, like, English guy that's just, it's like, oh.
I relate to the snowflakes.
It's like, you're just a chat. Like, he's just a, you know what I mean? No, but it's just, it's pretty infuriating.
Okay.
But, like, it's not bad TV. Like, you actually kind of like the guys that are, we're just trying to show them how, like, things you need to do to survive.
Yeah.
You know? Like, things that, you know. Yeah, I don't know. And what was the other one? Oh, some British drama called You Don't Know Me.
Okay.
Which is quite interesting. It starts off, it's just a murder kind of thing, but then it plays out the story of, you know, he's in court.
Okay.
That was interesting.
And they were better than this?
Oh, fucking way better. Way better. Way better. What's your favourite thing you've seen on this?
On Netflix? With our show?
Yeah, on the pod.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, you put me on the spot. I honestly couldn't. I really liked Bling Empire.
Hang on, which one? Yeah, hang on, wasn't that the Asian?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I really liked it. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That was one where I was saying it was just like a bit like, man.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's the best thing I've seen, but like in terms of like one where I sort of was really like not looking forward to having to watch it for the podcast.
Yeah.
And then the turnaround on me just sitting up that night watching the whole thing when I didn't have to because I was enjoying it so much.
Yeah, that's good.
That was probably the most, yeah.
I don't know if I could pick a favourite, like honestly, because we've watched so many and I can't.
Yeah.
remember them all. I know the ones I've definitely enjoyed.
Yeah.
Are we going to do something special when I inevitably finish Mum? Because I got to say, there's 8 seasons and I'm on season 8, episode like 14 or 15.
Oh.
Like, I've missed some parts. Like, I've fallen asleep on the couch and, you know, had it on while I'm making dinner or stuff.
Yeah.
I haven't been glued to it.
Oh, look,
but
that's okay. You're forgiven. It still counts.
Watsy's not even in it at this stage.
Who?
Like, the middle mum.
The middle one.
What's it? Christy. Like,
Anna
the one our age.
Yeah.
Yeah, not Alice and Janney. Or the teen mum, the other one. Yeah, I don't know.
She left.
She's in law school or something.
Oh, boy.
But she's not in the opening credits.
Oh.
You know, like she's not in the big photo at the end where they show all the ladies.
I mean, if the most famous actor has left it, maybe abandoning the ship, you know?
I don't know. Wouldn't Alice and Janney be more?
I don't think at the time. Maybe now.
Because I feel like it definitely got to the point where they were highlighting her
Well, she was the best part.
a lot. Yeah, like it almost did kind of become her show, like in that sense. Yeah.
Maybe that's why Anna Faris left.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
Well, I've been watching Parks and Rec again.
Oh, well, that's always feel good TV.
And to be honest, like I think that's what ruined this show, this Man vs. Bee for me a little bit because
Watching an actual comedy.
well, yeah, because it's really funny and like I would say Andy Dwyer would be the Rowan Atkinson's character in Parks and Rec, like
Yeah.
the clumsy idiot that falls over and does the slapstick kind of crazy.
Fuck, he makes me laugh in
He's
that show.
so, that's what I mean. He's so good. And then Rowan Atkinson
He is really
fell a
good
little
in that
flat
show.
for me after that. Like,
One of my favourite things of his in that show, and this is just fucking juvenile, but I really like how the band name changes
Yeah.
so regularly before
Yeah.
they hit Mouse Rat.
yeah,
And then there's one that comes up really early on, and it's just the tip.
yeah.
That just made me laugh. So,
They're so good.
oh, it's so good.
How fun would that have been, though, sitting in a writer's room brainstorming terrible band names? Like, that would be like the best
anything
day.
like that. I like that in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I find the character, what's the word, archetypes, and I know it's created by the same people. And even the relationships between them are very similar. I feel Brooklyn Nine-Nine knew what it was straight out of the gate, where Parks and Rec took a season or two to find that
true.
narrative and nail the cast. But like you got Ron Swanson and Captain Holt are the very,
Yeah.
assertive
Yeah.
captains.
Stoic.
Yeah, Leslie Knope's kind of like Amy.
Yeah.
Aziz,
The A-type personality female character.
yeah, Aziz Ansari is he's a bit of a Jake,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
But not good at his job. Rose is a bit of a, what's her name? April's a bit of a mashup of Rosa and Gina.
Yes.
It's all
Yes.
kind of Hitchcock and Scully is Gary, Jerry, Larry,
Yeah.
or whatever his name.
Jerry Gergich.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with it because
No,
if it works, it works,
it
and they are
does.
great character relationships. And
Yeah.
the shows are both very different.
Yeah, and the Superstore is similar as well.
Yeah,
A lot of those shows.
yeah, I really enjoyed that.
Yes, it's great.
It's very funny.
But the Andy Dwyer, just
Oh,
like
yeah,
watching him just eat a banana is funny, Like,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
so beautifully done. And so I feel like, I guess with this, maybe if it had come out 20 years ago, it would have been great.
Yeah, when Rowan Atkinson was at his peak, and it probably would have been a cinema release, and we all would have said,
Yeah, and I don't think he didn't deliver. I just feel like what he did isn't enough anymore because we're so spoilt with like great TV now that you can have that element in a show as well as the show. Like that's not enough for us.
Yeah, well, that's true too. But you
Yeah.
need more. Yeah. That feels like a B story.
Yeah.
Like, literally
Yeah,
a B story.
Maybe that's what it is.
But like,
Maybe Man vs. A would have been better.
Man versus A plus a little B.
Yeah.
What Steve Coogan's done with Alan Partridge.
Yes.
Like, I really enjoy that. Like, how much have you seen or read?
Only clips, to be honest.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So the way he did it started with Knowing Me, Knowing You, which was a 6-episode chat show in the UK. But it was like a parody of a chat show. It was a sitcom.
Yeah.
And, every episode ended gradually worse. Like someone gets shot, fucking a horse takes a shit on the stage. Like, it's very funny, though.
Yeah.
But then after that, like, the show became I'm Alan Partridge. And it was a continue on, but it was later. He was no longer hosting that thing, kind of thing. And then the next season on was again I'm Alan Partridge, but he's living in a travel tavern now. Like his career's gone really downhill. They kind of allude to things that happened in the downtime,
Yes.
but they never really hit you over the head with it. But then, like within the last 10, maybe 15 years, I don't know, I read it a while ago, he released 2 books, like in character, that he wrote with Armando Iannucci, the guy that created the show with him, and Veep and all those other things.
Yes. In the Loop.
Yeah, great
Yeah.
writer. So they've wrote these 2 books now, but they've filled the gaps kind of in between.
That's so cool.
They filled the gaps in the TV show, like in between seasons kind of things, and all those things that were alluded to. But even other than that, he did a web series called Mid-Morning Matters,
Yeah.
which were like little 10-minute clips, and where he was it was almost it was digital radio. So, so like that's where his career had gone. Like it just kept kind of going downhill, and all of a sudden he's doing digital radio. And it was with a UK comic of he's around now kind of thing. Like, so we kind of moved on and became like working with people that are current and all that kind of stuff. But I think he's done 2 or 3 of them now. So the character's still alive.
So that's how you evolve a character.
Yeah. But so he's
Yeah.
either filled in the gaps of things that were never really spoken about, or he's just showing what that character's doing
Now.
Yeah, 10 years later, like he pops back into that character and it's just... Whereas if they did that with Mr. Bean, maybe that would have been more...
That would have been great.
Maybe they could have wrote Mr. B. No. I was actually really hoping it was going to be educational and all that kind of stuff about bees.
Yeah, right.
You know?
Yeah.
Like just, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Seeing what Mr. Bean's up to now could have been very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Going to a nightclub.
Yeah. At least he doesn't have to talk.
Yes. Well, I mean, but then in saying that, I guess as the performer, I guess you get sick of the old shtick.
Well, that's true.
But I wouldn't say that he went outside of his wheelhouse particularly for this.
Yeah, he just spoke.
Occasionally.
Yeah, he just opened his mouth. Yeah, I don't know. I felt like, I don't know, a nature thing on bees. Because, bees are important.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't want to spoil the show for anybody, but the bee doesn't die.
Yeah, of course not. I don't think anyone's going to watch it after this episode.
But Mr. Bean does. He gets cancer.
So if you had the choice of...
If I had the choice of what?
Wiping out the entire population of bees.
Yeah.
Or
killing Rowan Atkinson.
No, whoever came up with this show and green lighted it.
Yeah.
Who would you take out?
I don't know. I mean, I'm okay with the fact that they took a risk.
Yeah. Yeah, take a multi-million-dollar risk.
Yeah, but people making those decisions need to exist because, that's how good shit gets through as well,
But then you got shows like that, People Just Do Nothing, who did it all off their own bat and got it to the point where people actually wanted to watch it, and then it ended up on Netflix and all that kind of stuff. So imagine they got given all this fucking B-man cash, like in the beginning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's where it's like, I know.
I mean, yeah, someone who's not Rowan Atkinson could not have pitched this show.
Yeah. Like, can you imagine rocking into fucking one of the things here and going, all right, hey, I got this idea.
Yeah.
It's about me.
Yep.
And there's some minor criminal charges. And there's also a bee, though. And most of it's about the bee. And the bee's a metaphor for something that Steph said earlier. And why we're going to show the whole thing from the perspective of the bee. What do you guys think? Can we have, I don't know, it's Australian TV. Can we have $100 to make this?
Give us $30 to make the pilot. And then we can up it to $100 for a 2-season. Oh my God. Yeah, no, I hated it. I hated it so much.
This is a passionate one for both of us too. Maybe it's because we've had expectations because it's short. It's Rowan Atkinson. Yeah. It does look interesting. Even like this is not going to sell it at all, but like the fonts and all the graphics on the way in, the credits and all that. Like, it's very modern.
Really, really slick.
It's very modern.
Yeah.
That's another reason it doesn't really feel English.
No, but I mean, yeah.
Fucking Rowan smiles, but...
Woo!
I know that's such a cliche. Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. I was just thinking to play devil's advocate just for the sake of the podcast. I was thinking maybe the fact that I had such a visceral dislike, does that make it something? Do you know what I mean? Because I wasn't sitting there going, this is boring, I don't get it. I was sitting there quite annoyed.
Okay, are you...
So I did have an emotional response to it that was heightened.
Okay, but are you angry? Will you be angry about it once this podcast is over, and will you continue to talk about it to anyone else?
Potentially. Like, if it came up again.
Would you bring it up?
I might.
Okay, then yeah, then maybe that is. Because, extreme reactions are good.
Maybe it's art, in a way.
A 1 or a 5 is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Because I didn't just sit there going, I'm not enjoying this, it's boring. I sat there going, this is stupid. Why is he doing this? I was mad.
Yeah, that was me too.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's something I'm going to, unless someone says to me, what are you watching? I'm not going to go out of my way to make people not watch it.
I would, okay.
In fact, I'd say
if someone said they liked it, I would be angry with them.
Oh, I'd unfriend them.
Yeah. So that's quite an aggressive reaction.
But I wouldn't.
So I was like, it was a good show. I'm like, no.
I would look. I'd say if you want to see England looking nice, but not like fucking.
It's a nice house.
Not like it's a nice countryside wedding. Nice. I mean, like interior shots, like in a nice house that are well lit.
It's a cute dog.
And it's it does. It looks good. It looks good, but it's no.
There's no characters that get involved at all. It's just
what's the bee gonna do?
It's
How's that gonna
halfway.
evolve?
It tried to be both and
Sting
failed at
someone and
both.
die.
Yeah.
That's the bee's next step. You know.
Yeah.
So what's our next show? Because I forgot to look.
Oh, now our next show is actually been around for a while, but
Really? It's one of them.
neither of us has seen it. It's the Umbrella Academy.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's that about?
I don't know. It's like a teen drama.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds right up my alley. Can't wait. All right.
So we'll watch that.
Yeah, we'll watch that and hopefully
I did see a clip of them all doing the dance from Footloose.
on that for that.
Yeah, and that made me laugh. So
Yeah, right. Actually, you know what? I definitely did not hate that Bean Man thing. Just because there's other things that we have watched where I was like very like, no, this is bad, this is stupid. What was the point? Like,
Yeah.
they're just idiots. Like those marriage ones.
yeah.
Like them ones I really disliked. But then I disliked them so much that it made the episodes very passionate and all that. Whereas
Yeah.
this one I'm just kind of like, yeah, no, it's not good.
Okay.
Like, it's not. Yeah.
All right.
I didn't.
All right.
Yeah. I still didn't. But yeah.
I was annoyed by it to the point that I'd say it was art.
Weren't you the one that said you'd like to go to an art gallery on a first date and like read all the stuff and try
Yeah.
to interpret it all?
I
And
do.
So you still haven't interpreted this piece of art then?
Well, no, I haven't. But I read a lot of articles and I looked for positive ones because I was angry. And I'm like, why do people like this? Like, it took up my whole night.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah. All right. Well, I guess you learned something then. All right. Well, that's the end of the episode, is it?
Yeah.
And we'll be back with what?
We'll be back with the Umbrella Academy and episode 23.
When you first said that, I thought it was a Resident Evil movie. And I was like, oh, yeah. But then it's not.
I don't know what it is, but
Well, we'll find out.
it's got hot kids in it. Like 20-year-olds.
Oh, okay. I was not, I'm like, there's nothing I can respond with here.
You're gonna make me fill in that pause, aren't you?
Well, it's still not good.
No.
Like, I'm too old for that to even be.
Yeah, it still feels inappropriate.
Oh, it's massively inappropriate.
Yep. So anyway, we'll watch that.
Okay. See ya.
Bye.